Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? We are trying. Okay, well, at least I know the mic works over on Rumble. Sweet. We are trying out Rumble Studios to multi stream. Yes, because apparently Rumble Studios has some campaign stuff that apparently you read it, you can make some dough. So very interesting. Oh, I'm testing this out to see how it is. Completely covering me, apparently. So check this out. So we're gonna do some Norm MacDonald type man great stuff. So okay, Alpha News. Award-winning investigative Alpha News journalist Collin. Don't know who that is, but you can check it. Uh Sets the record straight about. Wait, what? Award-winning investigative Alpha News journalist Liz Collins sets the record straight about, and then it's just like a period. Well, did anyone like read this sentence, like proofread this sentence? Apparently, she uncovers what really happened on Chicago Avenue and exposes the truth of the 2020 riots. Based on conversations with those who were there, including Derek Chauvin, Thomas Lane, and other Minneapolis police officers who've never spoken up before, Liz exposes how the facts were manipulated to dupe and divide America. Oh, so this has to do with the George Floyd thing, apparently. Okay. Well, that was done. Completed. Yeah. I had no idea how the campaign works. So, I guess that's how it happens in Rumble. I like how it just completely covered my camera. So the thing is you don't have in Rumble here, and why is it showing my chat, my live chat? That's weird. So people can just like go ham and see everything. That's funny. But anyway, so Rumble Studios like doesn't allow you to adjust your camera. So I'm having my display like in an open tab to like shrink me a little bit because you'll either get that or you'll get this. And I'm sure you don't want to be looking at this the whole time. But yeah, that was that. I have no idea. I'm like looking at these campaign stuff. Let's see. It started at 2:49. Apparently, I'm just looking at the other stuff, like the other campaigns that are listed here. I don't even know if that was supposed to be like Rumble exclusive. We're multi-streaming. So who the hell knows? Who knows if that's what was I supposed to do? Whatever. I read that. Who, Liz Collin. Now I'm curious who Liz Collin is. Liz Collin, author, been a truth teller for over 20 years. She's not followed by anybody that I'm aware of. Okay. Well, there you go. That was really weird. Yeah, they have like all these campaigns that you can like check out if you want to read them, and then you'll get X amount of uh earnings per live viewer or something. Apparently this is how this is working. I just picked that one because that one supposedly has a pretty good payout. How did she get Wait, did she like? So did she like talk to Jarrett and Derek Chauvin? So did she like talk to him like before he was involved with George Floyd or what? Or like talk to him in jail? That must have been fun. Whatever. But in any case, we got some stuff we'll be talking about today. Got some articles here that caught my eye. Let me get these here. I'm completely new. I've only used like the Rumble Studios like once. So pardon me if I'm not exactly the smoothest. But yeah, we've got some articles here. Uh we've got apparently Unreal Engine coding standards now apparently require inclusive language, which just sounds absolutely retarded. George Lucas blasting apparently Disney for not understanding Star Wars and the Force. Well, I mean, that should just be a given. They never understood it. So I last show I read a Druckmann quote, and apparently now he's declaring that he was misquoted. So the ego is never satisfied, apparently. And then let's see, I had something else as well that's currently happening with someone named Nick Calandra, who's one of the biggest things that's currently happening involving with him is with someone else named uh oh, this article is like a tad bit old, but that's all right. The reason why I'm gonna check this out is just because recently on another one, he got someone. So we know how there's the Sweet Baby Ink detector. Someone started a Kotaku one, and anyone associated with it, and apparently this guy named Nick has been uh, pissed off with the person who started the Kotaku one, and he got enough mass reporting happening that that he got the one guy's website shut down by the website people. Wix is the name of the website. I'm trying to, I should have had this up. I should have found this to like tie everything in together, but I'm just so awful with it. Here, I know where to go. Doop boop 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 boop. Why can I not find this thing? It's bothering the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna type in Wix here. Oh, here we go. Smash JT. SmashJT.com's got his website shut down entirely because it was mass reported by this one guy named Nick. So we'll go ahead and I guess we'll just hop into that here, see what's up. Share this tab instead. So this comes from that Park Place. So Second Wind co-founder Nick Calandra calls followers of Sweet Baby Inc. So this wasn't an old one. This was like May of 23, 24. But apparently he's mad. And he goes out by saying the followers of Sweet Baby Inc. detected curator list, calling them bigots, how original, and threatens to knock people out for opposing wokeness. That's hilarious because you just take one look at this guy and you just laugh. So he's the editor in chief and co-founder of Second Wind, accused followers of the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected curator list of being bigoted. Well, I mean, I guess I don't really follow it, but I support it. So I guess that means I'm a bigot as well. So I guess that'll be fun. So a screenshot shared from what appears to be Calandra's Second Wind Discord to the Kotaku and Action subreddit shows Calandra posting on March 13th. I've argued and persuaded some people to realize how stupid they're being. It can happen, but right now these folks are just trolling, basically trying to portray everyone that's calling them out as the actual racist. Lol. While they've joined a curator group that literally might as well be called I'm a bigot. See, I mean, you dude, just look at this guy. The projection is so clear from this guy. It is, man, he just has resting depressed face. Look at that. They're like almost the exact same picture. Hey man, I struggle with depression too. Like it's all right. It can get better. Right now, I tried right now we're live by the way on YouTube, Rumble, Locals, and X. I tried linking up to X, but or on kick.com, but it didn't go through, so I'll have to um, mess around with it a little bit. But we're trying out the Rumbles studios. So far, pretty much working like StreamYards, except it's free, which is awesome. You can do campaigns like I did that one with Alpha News. I probably should have read a little bit more in terms of like what it was like talking about. I mean, I did. I didn't know how it worked, so I was just gonna be like, okay, I did my man great. But anyway, so he also wrote, I had to do my research before taking over the Escapists. The majority of this stuff is coming from the same dweebs that run the Kotaku and Acacian subreddit. Sometimes I'm more than happy to let people from the sub know that nobody will ever love them. Lol. Oh, what an inclusive man. In another message he wrote, some folks in in my replies be like, wow, that was mean. And I'm like, yeah, these are the kind of people that if they said any of this stuff to me at a bar, I would more than likely get kicked out for knocking them out. No, you would. I guarantee you would probably get your ass kicked because that's usually how it is. Like I am not intimidated by this guy in the slightest, and that's fine. You know, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Not out here. See, and see, they say we're the ones resorting to violence, and here he is saying, "Oh, yeah, if they said that stuff, any of this stuff to me at a bar." See, the thing is that no one would give a shit. Like, this guy thinks that he's so popular that if he was in a bar, people would just immediately recognize him. And then he would be like, oh, they wouldn't dare come up to me and stuff. It's like, dude, if I saw you, I still wouldn't go up to you because I don't give a shit about you. If anything, this douchebag would be the one who would be so paranoid that he would be the one initiating everything. It's usually how it goes with these type of people. So anyway, the screenshot was shared to the Kotaku in Action subreddit after former World of Warcraft team leader Mark Kern, aka Grums, accused Calandra doxing him and his family and called for him to be banned on X, YouTube, Discord, and Patreon. And of course, like with this dude, with Nick, he of course is projecting and saying, "No, you were the one that was actually doxing me." I remember reading somewhere. So in a post to X, Grum says, I just got doxxed. My family has been doxxed. Second Wind and former EIC of escapist Nick Calandra has weaponized his Discord server and is encouraging his thousands of Patreon supporters to dox me. They did. And I mean this article doesn't show it, but apparently that appears to be the case because that what is it, JT? Apparently that happened because there's screenshots of him of the Discord, of him telling people to like go and report it and stuff like that. Let me see if I can find that here. Oh, and of course, Nick apparently puts his ex pic. Look at this. Check this out. Right there. Just puts it in protected mode. Oh, here we go. This might be it. Smash JT stuff is one of the most pathetic things I've seen. For the initial site to his entire response, glad to finally see someone got consequences for the harassment that's been rampant, no matter how much they claim. Yeah. So the big thing is that this guy called for people to report this guy's website, Smash JT, because Smash JT did something like Sweet Baby Inc. Uh, to where it lists all the video games that Sweet Baby Inc. and DEI is shown in there. And this guy's mad because Smash JT decided, okay, I'm going to do a Kotaku one, and anyone associated with Kotaku to go ahead and shut down the website. And so they like had people report masked. Yeah, here's a list of them. Mercane. Huge shout out to that douche who reached out to Wix about the site and consistently followed up. So yeah, so they shut down the website by saying, well, this is bullying and harassment because it's targeting people, but everybody that was on that website list is limited public figure, so it shouldn't like violate any terms. Yeah. This is a great precedent, a great sign that there are people and places on the internet who know targeted harassment and cyberbullying when it sees it. Oh my gosh, these throwaway words, cyberbullying. It's the fucking internet. Get over it. If you can't handle it, get off the internet. But yeah, it kind of sucks for I feel bad for this guy, Smash JT, because he said he wasn't even like notified that it was taken off. It just was removed. Of course, if like someone did this to Kotaku and whatnot, nothing would happen of it. Well, let's learn more about who this Nick person is. So Grums goes on by saying, and unlike certain other journalists who don't post receipts, my address was posted among other details about people they assume are me, instead of banning the user who did it and who later edited his post to Nick's secret to obscure my address, but only after it was seen by thousands. Instead, Nick encouraged them to do more and to avoid further TOS violation, asked that the information be sent to him in secret to avoid Discord's disciplinary action. These users go unpunished by his moderation team. Instead, they are praised. So Nick has been stalking me and tweeting about me for almost 2 months nonstop, and is so hot to get me that he was fooled by one of my supporters into publishing a story on X from a user whose name was a Sting. And yeah, I remember that, and he fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. So it just goes to show that these people are they're weirdos, man. So he just goes on by saying that it's disgusting because they're doxing them and they're happy to enable these violent people and arm them with the information that could lead to violence against myself, my wife, and my children. Yep. Thousands of users in his Discord who now have my personal information. So and this is pretty much the tweet right here. Open this up. I mean, you can find this this article at that park place. So you can get all this. So Grums went on Side Scroller podcast. He talked about this, and I know I think Stuttering Craig actually today like tried to reach out to both sides, at least with the JT Smash JT with his issue, to kind of talk about it and stuff. And Nick being super passive aggressive about the whole thing, commented a little bit, and then Stuttering Craig evaluated a little bit further. You want to know exactly what he says, go check out Side Scroller's podcast and watch the today's show. So Nick went on to encourage it. He didn't ban this person. He didn't take any action. He said, hey, if you find this stuff, feel free to DM it to me. Any personal details or anything like that, don't post it here. So he wants that information, and he's encouraged. Yeah, like don't post it here because he wants to avoid TOC, but give it to me at least. And then people will scry, well, this is public information that they're getting. It's yeah, that may be the case, but we all know what you're doing, what you're using that public information for, because we know how you people work. You're the I'm not making there's no really physical visible bruises, so I'm not doing anything wrong. And it's like, yeah, you are. You're doing exactly what you're claiming everybody else says. Everyone else that you say that everyone else is doing, that they're psychologically harming you. And then you're doing this stupid shit too. So Nick responded to Kern's accusation, writing on X. All right, since Grubb continues to target and lie, here's my final statement on this, as I'm now seeking legal action. Oh gosh, he's gonna lose terribly. Number one, his address was not shared anywhere. I'm pretty sure it was shared on your DM, and then you quickly got rid of, or on Discord, and you quickly got rid of it. That's what the whole Nick's secret thing. Anyway, let's see. Let's see what his statement is about with at least the whole Grums thing. Okay. So he's claiming his address wasn't shared anywhere, ever. Number two, this is the public filing from Sixth Sense he's referring to. Yes, but again, we know why. We know the whole reason why you want his information anyway. Like, you can't like, why are you asking for someone's public information personally? Like, why are you asking for that? Because you're just curious? Like, you know what you're doing. Like, we know what you're doing, dude. Even if it's you can legally look up people's public like stuff. We know why you're doing it. So number three, he proclaims I wanted him killed. This is 100% false. Excuse me. Deleted. We are on YouTube here, but fuck him. So in a subsequent post, he added, three wasn't enough. He had to make a number four. Number four, I have not asked for any personal information on him in any form. I preemptively asked no public records, court filing for bankruptcy be shared in the Discord, as they could contain sensitive information. So I made sure to protect Mr. Kern's address if they included it. But you wanted them. And I'm just going to. We'll do this here really quickly. Here we go. Oh, shit, there's one. Right down here. Maybe hard to see. Maybe I can zoom in. If you find stuff, feel free to DM it to me. But yeah, any personal details or anything like that, don't post it here. I'm not going after him personally. Yes, you are. You're taking this very personally because you're threatening a lawsuit. I'm going after his business dealings. Bullshit. You guys take this personal every fucking time. That's the whole point of your woke ideology, is that it's personal. Oh my gosh. I didn't ask for any of his, even if it is public, don't send it to me. Just DM it to me. Oh my gosh, these people are retarded. Anyway. All right. Oh, and then he continued with the number 5. Oh my gosh, just say all your things at once. I have never ever mentioned Kern's family in any of my posts anywhere. It doesn't matter. You're asking for information about him privately. For all you know, if someone actually sent you like his family's information, you would take it. Oh my goodness gracious. These guys are a fucking weirdo. I was focused entirely on the business dealing of his crowdfunding game. M8er, and number. Oh my gosh. Okay. How many? What's this list? Oh my gosh, it's a whole thread. I have many public statements in our Discord and elsewhere about my stance against any form of harassment. Yes, so you can avoid the Discord TOS, but you straight up in that one thing said, "Any information, give it to me privately." Now, you may claim that it was like the business side of things, but it doesn't matter. You want all information. We know how your mind works. Know how the mind works. Next, he claims he and his family has been threatened. This is what they always do. No, no, I didn't threaten you. You actually threatened me. My family and myself has been threatened with physical violence, doxing, including people posting my mother's name in my replies. All is being documented on my end and reported to proper channels. Yeah, and then you just said that if these people like would ever come up to you in a bar and mock you or say something, you'd punch them or you'd get thrown out because you would get into a fight or something. You're not tough, dude. You're not fucking tough. Oh my gosh. You are like one of the least intimidating people I've seen. That is the face of someone questioning existence. What's my purpose in life? Well, I would tell you turn to God and you can find your purpose easily. Not saying that you'll punch people in bars. Probably not the best thing to say, especially when you're claiming that you're the one that's actually getting threatened with physical violence. Finally, he concluded, "I'm posting this video for documentation for legal purposes and to make sure there's a public record of what he claimed about me. From here on, I will not be talking about Grums publicly. Nope, only privately. With any information, please DM it to me," is what he said. Is what apparently he's claiming. From here on, I will not be talking as I will be seeking legal counsel going forward. However, he continued to post about Grums less than 2 hours. Dude, of course he did. Oh my gosh. Uh, so in a response to a user, uh, oh wait, whoops, I think oh gosh, how do you like that? Rumble, if you're listening to this right now, you need to make it to where I can shrink this so that the people don't have to look at this nose and, my face, my Quasimodo face. Uh, pull this back up. All right. So someone asked him, Grum said he reached out to you and offered an olive branch too. I paid hard cash to read those DMs. So then he responded, that never happened. He wanted me to admit to things I did not do and said he would leave the side scroller stream if I came on. It wasn't an olive branch. He just wanted an admission of guilt. All right. So you already broke your promise of saying you're not going to be talking about Grums. He'd probably say something like, I never said Grums in my tweet. It's like, oh my gosh. But this guy's talking about Grums. We know we can read the previous tweet above. So Grums responded by saying Nick is now contemplating legal action again me. I think it's obviously supposed to be against me. After encouraging his paid and private Discord to go after me, resulting in my docs, he has not banned. So Discord hasn't really done anything. And then he added, on stream today, I was upset, but I gave him a chance. My 24-hour rule, apologize, denounce this, stop escalating, stalking, spying, stop tweeting about me every single day for 2 months, ban the people who posted info about me. Instead, he responded with this, possible legal action. So Nick has confirmed that so Grum's pretty much just declaring that Nick is supposedly declaring legal action and he's seeking counseling or legal action. And then that's pretty much the end of the article. And then what do you make of Calandra's threat of violence? What do you make of this threat of legal action against Grums? Good fucking luck with the legal actions against Grum. Number 2, projection, or number 1, projection. They always project every time. No, you're the violent people. You're the violent people. Do these people not realize that they keep poking the bear? And they'll cry foul when the bear wakes up and mauls your face off because you kept poking it. And then you go, see what happens? See, I'm a victim. Now, I'm all for one to where, self-defense. Like this guy's claiming he would You wouldn't say this shit to me in a bar because I knock your ass out. Like it right here. This is literally what he's talking about. I mean, he's like right here. Some folks were in my replies being like, wow, that was mean. And I'm like, yeah, these are the kind of people that if they said any of this stuff to me at a bar, I would be uh, more than happily get kicked out for knocking them out. So number one, the narcissism, because this guy thinks that apparently people would recognize him if they saw him in a bar. No, not even close. Number two, he's the one that's actually declaring that, yeah, if a confrontation would happen, he would be knocking them out. Ugh, man, better be careful what you wish for, dude. Better make sure your hit's good, cause something tells me you don't exactly have the most strongest of jaw, especially if you're in a bar. So there was that. That was kind of interesting. And the reason why I had that is because there's again that recent one with Smash TJ, which this same guy contacted the Wix website builder, demanding that that guy's website gets taken down because he made a Kotaku and Friends listing. All of them, to my understanding, is limited public figures. Like I'm technically a limited public figure because I'm doing this. So, and the irony is, of course, Alyssa McCunte, as people like to call her, she made a list of all the videos of people talking about her and saying that it was psychic trauma or something retarded like that. Something very dumb. But anyway, let's move on to something that's not gay. Well, I mean, I guess we can't. There's really no good way to segue from that to Neil Druckmann. So Neil Druckmann claims he was misquoted by Sony over redefined gaming comment. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what you try to weasel out of here. The Last of Us creative director Neil Druckmann has claimed that quotes attributed to him in a corporate strategy meeting were heavily edited by Sony, which is interesting because I thought you and Sony were buddy buddies. So now you're upset that. Anyway, this is from a Video Game Chronicle. Chronicle. Earlier this week, Sony published an interview with the Naughty Dog designer on its website in which he was quoted as saying that his next title could, quote, redefine mainstream perceptions of gaming. However, Druckmann took to a social media on Friday to claim he never made such comments and published what he claimed to be his unredacted words in full, suggesting that Sony's version was heavily edited to the point where context was actually lost. The post suggests that Sony removed a line in which the game designer stated he doesn't believe, quote, games need to be movies or ... need to be TV shows. Although it's not uncommon for corporate comms teams to edit quotes for clarity and brevity, it's unusual for the subject of such a comment to publish their original unedited words. In editing my rambling answers in my recent interview with Sony, some of my words, context, and intent were unfortunately lost. Drunkman wrote, well, here's the full, long, rambling answer for the final question about our future game. So here we are right here. So the interviewer said, okay, thank you. When I think about this question, I couldn't really obviously think of an answer. Like, I mean, there are all these technologies out there, but I couldn't really imagine like what the future could be. But obviously, now I have a clearer vision, I guess. Yeah. So I guess this is going to be my last question as we discuss future innovation. Is there likely a personal vision or dream project you hope to see realized in the realm of entertainment at this point? So he left it open to entertainment. So that can umbrella term be like video games or movies or TV shows, XYZ. Says, well, I've been very lucky in that I've already had that. I got the chance to make several of my dream projects. I'm working on a new one right now. and it's maybe the most exciting I've been for a project yet. I can't talk about it or our bosses will get very mad at me. And I guess in general, there's something happening now that I think is very cool, which is there's a new appreciation for gaming that I've never seen before. Like when I was growing up, gaming was more of a kid's thing. Now it's clearly for everyone. Well, if you're talking about mainstreaming, you guys have completely destroyed gaming because not only are you allowing people that never liked gaming to begin with, you're listening to their voice instead of the people who've been in the gaming field for quite a while. Like when I was growing up, gamings were more of a kids thing. I never once thought that gaming was more of a kids. I think there's certain games that uh whose target audience are for kids, but I never thought gaming was for kids. Like this is even this answer is a bunch of bullshit. No, it's clearly for everybody, but it's like if you're a gamer, you know about the potentials of games, and non-gamers, they don't really know what they're missing out. But my hope was when we made The Last of Us as a TV show that we could change that, and why I became so involved in it. I wanted so badly for it to be good because I wanted this to happen, which is like someone who will watch the show and really like it. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to. Oh, dear Lord, he has a long response here. Uh, and fall in love with those characters the way that we have fallen in love with these characters and their story, and then realize at the end, wait, that's based on a video game, and then go and check it out, the game, and just see the wealth of narrative and everything that's happening in games. Oh, look at him gloating about how his I mean, that's even right there kind of gloating about how his game, like, is bringing about to non-gamer people, like, "This is what gaming is?" Dude, I said it before and I said it again. The Last of Us is not a masterpiece. I'm so tired of people thinking it is. It's not. It's garbage. It's mediocre at best. 2 was especially garbage. 3 was good. Or not 3. 1. 1 was good before they were, like, defeminizing everybody and remastering everything. So now I feel there's like kind of a spotlight on gaming. And Fallout just came out, and that's a big success for Amazon. And I find that really exciting. Not because games need to be movies or they need to be TV shows, but I think it just kind of opens the eyes of a bunch of people that just weren't aware of the kind of experiences that exist in gamings. But with all the cutscenes and motion capturing, you're literally making a movie. Like you're making an interactive movie. Video games are becoming less games and more just an interactive movie. They're really pushing down that road. I think right now we've hit a tipping point where it's about to take off when people realize, oh my God, there's all these incredible movie experiences in games. So I'm not only excited for this game that we're making, and it's something really fresh for us, but I'm also excited to see how the world reacts to it because of The Last of Us and the success of the show. People, even outside gaming, are looking at us to see what it is that we put out next. I'm very excited to see what the reaction of this thing will be, and I've already said too much about it. I'll stop there. So if you're asking me on my dream projects, I've been very lucky to have worked on my favorite games with incredible collaborators, and I'm very thankful for them. So there's his full quote. To me, it's still giving off the same energy of like, yeah, my game, because he's talking about his specific games. He mentioned Fallout once, but he's just saying, oh yeah, Fallout's doing good on Amazon. So I'm not only excited for this game that we're making, and it's something really fresh for us, but I'm also just excited to see how the world reacts to it because of The Last of Us and the success of the show. People even outside of gaming are looking up to us to see what we put out next. So maybe the words of especially following up this as it could redefine mainstream perception of gaming. He's literally saying the exact same thing. What's up, Loki? So that was Neil here. Let's go back to the article. So Druckmann has danced around the idea of Naughty Dog's next game during recent interviews. Last year, he suggested the studio would reveal its next game closer to its release. That has previously been the case in a bit of to combat work-life balance issues that arose from announcing what it was working on too soon. That's about the gaming companies. It's about Druckmann. Druckmann saying he was misquoted by Sony by Redefine Gaming's, which he may not have actually said Redefine Gaming from the quote that I've read, but he's still implying the same thing about how games and movies will redefine like entertainment for like future games and for like non-gamers. But the example that he's using is his game. So it's still kind of giving off the same message. So and then he has acknowledged that it's possible for The Last of Us Part 3 and possibly one more chapter. However, he's also spoken about wanting to try new things in Sony's willingness to let Naughty Dogs do so. He returned to this subject during the new Sony interview. So there's that. So he's claiming, oh, I didn't really state that. But yeah, those exact words, yeah, I'll admit I didn't see the redefining and stuff like that. But you literally were jizzing about how the way that your games and The Last of Us was being successful, that you could definitely catapult that into uh, impacting the entertainment. Remember that about The Last of Us Part 3? All right. So next, we got George Lucas. Okay, I want to know, why is this showing? Can it not? What happens? I don't mind seeing the live chat, but I want to know why it's showing. This says presentation. Like, what happens if I do that? Then it just hides over Rumble. You need to also put in an option about uh, the live chat popping up. I don't really want the live chat showing on stream. So more stuff that they need to work out here. Can I not hide that? Anyway, let's check out what George Lucas has to say. You see, he's pretty salty. So George Lucas blasts Disney for not understanding Star Wars and the Force. You think? You think? I didn't know. So Star Wars creator George Lucas blasted the Walt Disney Company for not understanding the franchise and story, as well as the Force. So during an appearance at the Cannes Film Festival last week, the Hollywood Reporter detailed that Lucas informed a crowd, I was the one who really knew what Star Wars was, who actually knew this world because there's a lot to it. The Force, for example, nobody understood the Force. I mean, but that's to be a given. Like, everyone expects that you would know best about Star Wars and the Force. You may have had a lot of backlash about stuff that you like, the decisions that you've made. But yeah, that's like saying, like, if J.R.R. Tolkien said, "Well, yeah, if any, I was the one who would understand Lord of the Rings." Like, it's, to me, that's like, you didn't even need to state that. Like, that's just a given. He added, when they started other ones after I sold the company, that's on you, buddy. You didn't like, a lot of the ideas that were in the original sort of got lost, but that's the way. You give it up, you give it up. Yeah, you got no one to blame but yourself. Lucas is famous for criticizing Disney for its treatment of Star Wars after he sold his company to them back in 2012, ahead of the release of The Force Awakens in 2015. Lucas described Disney as white slavers in an interview with Charlie Rose. Oof. He said, "These are my kids, all the Star Wars films. I love them. I created them. I'm very intimately involved in them. I sold them to the white slavers that take these things and dot dot dot. Are you just not going to finish that quote?
They looked at the stories and they family problems and to just muck everything onto a simple. You're gonna, we all learn this from experience. Every time you do something like that, you're opening the wound. It's a very, very hard thing to do. You can't. I loved them. I created them. I'm very intimately involved in them, and obviously to
And
sell
you
them
sold
off.
them.
I sold them to the white slavers that take these things and.
Okay, but I mean, but having said all that and having talked to you,
I guess he doesn't finish it. He just chuckles. So Disney CEO Bob Iger also noted that Lucas felt betrayed by Disney in his book, The Ride of a Lifetime: Lessons Learned from 15 Years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. After detailing how Lucas had written a number of outlines for a sequel trilogy, how he made sure to purchase them and then chose to go in a completely direction with the sequel trilogy, Iger said now in the first meeting with him about the future of Star Wars, George felt betrayed. And while this whole process would never have been easy for him, we've gotten off to an unnecessarily rocky start. Yeah, it's because you guys bastardized the series. You died and wokeified it. During an appearance at the East Harlem School at Exodus House in 2020 of October, Lucas answered a question from seventh grader Jeremy. The world has changed so much since the first Star Wars movie. How do you think the changes in the fight for racial justice? Dude, no seventh grader talks like that. I don't believe that for a second a seventh grader asked him that. How do you think the changes in the fight for racial justice will impact the Star Wars universe going forward? The creator of Star Wars answered, I don't know. I mean, I kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended. He added, but the first six Star Wars films are very much mine and my philosophy. And I think that philosophy sort of goes beyond any particular time because it's based on history, it's based on philosophy, it's based on a lot of things. It's highly likely that Lucas' conception of Star Wars and the Force will continue to be maligned by Disney in its upcoming The Acolyte series. Actress Amandla Stenberg told Empire that the show is set, quote, in a time in the galaxy where the way people use the Force in canon, it's very expansive. It doesn't necessarily have the more rigid consumption that it might have later in the Galactic Republic. She added, so that provides us the opportunity to maybe explore the different ways this character relates to the Force. If anything, the seventh grader's just repeating it. Yeah, very true. Of note, Lucas's comments also appear to contradict Lucasfilm's marketing push that Dave Filoni is the heir of George Lucas or that he was George's apprentice. Lucasfilms attempted to spin this narrative back in September while promoting the Ahsoka series. The Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau recalled in the featurette a set visit from Lucas. George visited the set when we were filming the lightsaber fight in the Japanese Guardian season 2. I think he was really encouraging of Dave stepping up to this role. And so George would turn to Kathy and myself and be proud of Dave. He said he was Dave's teacher and Dave was his apprentice. Lucas has also previously claimed that he had no apprentice while discussing The Revenge of the Sith with CNN back in early 2000. When asked if he wanted Star Wars to continue after he passed away, Lucas said, no, I've worked it out to where when I do it in terms of the films that I'm doing, this will be the last. The next film 3 will be the last, and it'll be a 6-part series, and that'll be the end of this. Well, sadly, that dream has died. When asked if he was mentoring anyone, he replied, no, there may be other venues for it, but not in the theatrical release, but for sort of offshoots and stories and things in other areas, but not in theatrical films. I just want to keep that special. I don't want it to have to sort of turn into Star Trek. Well, rip that. What do you think of Lucas' recent comment regarding should have never sold it, dude? If you're that upset about it, should have never have sold it in the first place. Especially if you wanted no one to make any other theatrical stuff than the 6 versions that you made. All right, so there was that. So now we'll go ahead and we'll be wrapping up the show here soon with the main topic that I thought was just absolutely stupid. Unreal Engine coding standards require video game studios to use, quote, inclusive language in programming and documentation. I have said this time and time and time again. They are going to invest everything and rewrite everything to show that they are the ones that are in control, that knows what's best for society, XYZ. Down to programming. Programming, that is retarded and gay. That is very, very
gay.
In proving that identity politics have quite literally steeped into the very DNA of video games, Epic Games has taken to encouraging developers who use their popular Unreal Engine to employ inclusive language in their respective titles' programming codes. So first added to the engine's official coding standards with the April 2022 release of the tool's 5th version, and recently brought to light courtesy of its April 2024 update, this new inclusive word choice clause sees Epic Games encourage a curious word choice, given that that they consider the following of said standards to be mandatory, users to use respectful, inclusive, and professional language when writing or documenting a given piece of code. Word choice applies when you name classes, functions, data structures, types, variables, files, and folders, and plugins, explains Epic Games. It applies when you write snippets of user-facing text for the UI, error messages, and notification. It also applies when writing about code, such as in comments and change list descriptions. To this end, Epic Games then provided guidance as to what words devs should and should not use in their writing. Do not use metaphors or similes that reinforce stereotypes. Oh, fuck off. Examples include contrast black and white or blacklist and whitelist. Has nothing to do with race. These guys are the real racist stereotypes. First of all, stereotypes are there for a reason. Stereotypes point out the absurdity of how weirdly convenient it is that it extends throughout an entire, I guess ethnicity or what have you. Every ethnicity has a certain type of stereotypes. And if you learn to laugh at that, it doesn't hurt you, nor does it demean you. It doesn't make you any less human. Gosh, these people cannot learn to laugh at themselves. They have to be seen as perfect in every way, shape, and form. And look at that. Blacklist, whitelist, blacklist and whitelist. I have never once in my entire life, when I seen the words blacklist and whitelist, had thought about race. These people do, because they're the real racists. Do not use words that refer to historical trauma or lived experience of discrimination. Examples include slave. Okay, what coding word uses slave? Master. Like, if you're talking about the master coding, like, fuck right off. That's not what that means. And nuke. Well, I mean, we see how Ubisoft thinks about Asians with their Assassin's Creed Shadows. Why would they be offended with the word nuke? Turning to gender-related language, oh my gosh. Epic Games advises devs to refer to hypothetical people as they, them, and their, even in the singular. But those are plural pronouns. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. The only way that that's actually true is that if these people are demonically possessed, which a lot of them very well could be and probably are, and anything that is not a person as it and its. So they talk about how, like, not using pronouns and stuff hurts them as a human being. Referring to people as it and its, that's making them even less of human. Do these people not see this? Oh my gosh, this is so dumb. For example, a module, plugin, function, client, server, or any other software or hardware components. Well, maybe it can go fuck right off. Further, users are asked to not assign a gender to anything that doesn't have one. Who are you to determine what has a gender and what? Oh my gosh. And I mean that because it's literally a machine. Like this coding and stuff, it's a machine. We all know a man and a woman. Let's not kid ourselves. These guys don't want to answer that, but we know what it is. It's been established when God created man and woman. To anything that doesn't have one. Technically, none of the codings have a gender because they're numbers. Nor use collective nouns like guys that assume genders. What about dude? And also take care to avoid colloquial phrases that contain arbitrary genders like a poor man's ex. But you guys hate men. So wouldn't that actually stay in there? Where? Like, is this just like in terms of like the comments that are being left? I guess they're referring to like the comments and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Regarding slang, the standards call on devs to remember that your words are being read by a global audience that may not share the same idioms and attitudes. They can go fist themselves. They can't handle it. They can leave. And who might not understand the same culture of reference. That's not our problem. And thus aim to avoid slang and colloquialism, even if you think they are funny and harmless, particularly as they may be hard to understand for people whose first language is not English and might translate well. Oh, but you guys like you Western localizers bastardize everything. And of course, devs are warned not to use profanity. Whoops, I failed there. Continuing the standards next ask Unreal Engine users to be conscious of their use of overloaded words, as many terms that we use for their technical meaning also have other meanings outside of technology. Who cares? You're referring... Examples include abort. Oh my gosh. Execute or native. These were established long, long ago. Abort, but you guys love abortions. You guys are pro-abort. Why are you upset about abort? When you use words like these, always be precise and examine the context in which they appear. Okay, I'm using the word execute. Did you analyze it? Yes, it means you execute the data. Go fuck yourself. Finally, the inclusive word choice clause closes out with a list of some terminology that Epic Games believes should be replaced with better alternatives. Oh, here we go. Said terminology includes the terms blacklist, alternatively listed included deny list, gay, block list, okay. But then that doesn't, but a block list could actually be something else already included. Exclude list, I mean, fine. Avoid list, unapproved list, forbidden list, permission list. Oh, you can't use permission list. That's like a slave asking his master for permission. Careful. Whitelist would be like some examples where allow list, include list. I'm getting very slave and master feelings from these supposed alternative words. Trust list. Well, I mean that offends me. I can't trust anybody. Safe list. A prefer list. Well, I prefer to use the original coding. Approved list, or again, that permit. Wait, you would want to use permissions list for an alternative for a whitelist, but also for a blacklist? Are you... Dude, these people... I'm not even a good coder, but like these people need to be removed because they are... what would be an alternative for dumb? Oh, retarded. There we go. Master. Primary, source, controller template, reference, main, leader, but that's what they call like leader of the tribe, leader of the pack. That's very native. Original, base. Well, I mean, these inclusive wordings are definitely not base. And slave, secondary, oof. Replica, ooh. agent, follower, worker, cluster, node, locked, linked, and synchronized. A lot of these alternative ones sound just as bad, if not worse. So ultimately, Epic Games closes out the text with this new standard by assuring that the public that they are actively working to bring our code in line with the principles laid out above. Yeah, and you're going to fail, hopefully. Very much so. All right, folks, that is the end of all the articles I have today. So we're going to go ahead and finish off the stream here. We were on Rumble Studios because I wanted to see about their things that they were offering with like the campaigns, which I did in the beginning, which I felt was awful in terms of like what I was doing. Because we just hopped into it like right at the beginning. Probably a terrible choice to do it. Don't even know. Yeah. But yeah, I think Rumble Studios needs to work on their studio. Number one, I can't adjust like this widescreen thing right here, so you guys just see a big old disgusting, very pixelated version of me. Well, at least on my end, it looks pretty bad. I guess over on like X or something. We should be able to like minimize our camera to like have the background in like showing. So can't fix that. Definitely should be able to manage getting rid of the live screen chat shown. I do not like that on there unless that's like a normal setting or something like that. But those are my critiques for Rumble Studio. They have done well in being able to upload more clips and stuff like that. And apparently there's a redirect. So let's see. Currently streaming to Rumble. Stream redirects. Like how do redirects work? I don't know. But anyway, I'm dipping for now. So hope you guys enjoy the show. Make sure to like and subscribe. We were on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Locals. So catch you guys tomorrow. Should be doing more gaming, hopefully finishing up Sword of Mana. And then we will continue to other fun stuff. So you guys have a good rest of your night. Happy Memorial Day. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. And God bless.